So one of the things that we hear a lot from business owners is that they're confused and kind of concerned about how their personal branding fits in with the overall branding for their business. And we see people approach this in a lot of different ways. So we wanted to break down some of the pros and cons, and some different ways that you can really think about personal branding within your overall business.
So I think one of the most common things that we could take a step back and look at is that if you know that you're reaching the point that you're ready to sell your business in the next 3 to 5 years, but your business is built primarily around your name, your name brand as the business owner, your name's in the business, you've really leveraged the relationships that you have, your own network is how you've really built that. It's a very relationship oriented business. That's fantastic. But when you're going out to market to then begin to package up your business in a way that you can sell it and that you can get the most, right? When you're talking about your multiplier, that's something that's really going to be less attractive. And so one of the things that you need to do is start to think about what does that transition look like and how can marketing be a change agent for you as you begin to develop the right balance between personal brand and business brand. And so one way that we've found to do this with clients is, yes, your personal brand is absolutely a component of the strategy itself, but it's one component. And when we're talking about building out the assets and your big 12-month strategy for your business growth, we're really looking at the business as a whole, the whole brand of the business and not you as the individual business owner.
Yeah. And so thinking about, if someone is coming into your business, they want to buy from you, they want to work with you. Are they, based on your marketing efforts and based on what you're putting out into the world, are they coming to work with your business or are they coming to work with you specifically? Right. Because if they're coming for you specifically, that means you can't ever step out of that business.
And you can't
when you
scale.
do, that business goes away. It no longer exists and it becomes very difficult to scale. And so we want to think about what are some other things we can do to build the brand on its own, to really give the business its own persona and identity and build it as a standalone. And we also want to think about how can we look at the most important stakeholders, your employees, and start to build their personal brand so that their authority, their experience, the things that they can do for your clients, your customers, those things start to really stand out as a benefit of hiring you or working with you. And that becomes something that is transferable, right? Your employees ideally will transfer with the business. That's something that a buyer would be very interested in versus focusing so much on your own personal brand that when you're gone and out of the business, there's no value left there.
There's also a lot of freedom that comes in finding that right balance where it's not just your personal brand that's really pulling the business through and bringing in that book of business. Because if you get to decide when you're coming into play and when you're not, if it's not just, oh man, I'm coming into this because I want to work with Heather, because I want to work with Randi, and it's really that I want to work with Value Building Marketing because of their process that they've developed, there's a lot of freedom in that as the owner to be able to step back and allow the people and the processes that you've helped develop take hold and let them shine through instead of it having to be so dependent upon you and on your time, which you only have limited time and resources. So it's really going to open up that freedom for you as you begin to transition into selling the business or transition into whatever that full vision is. Because I can't imagine that your vision from day one of coming into the company and grinding those 70-hour work weeks, that's your vision that you have for 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years out. And if it is, then you need a better vision.
Maybe some therapy.
Yeah. So take advantage of finding the balance and giving yourself the freedom as the owner to not have the brand rely on you, to figure out what does that look like and figure out how you can find that balance in your marketing assets is a great place to start.